Hello and welcome back to Black City Coffee. This is the third part in this little series. So part one, we covered how to blend coffees, and it was my first time blending. Second part, we roasted those coffees, also first time roasting blended coffees. And please note they are pre-roast blends, basically, so blending them before roasting them. And now we are at the final part in this series, which is actually cupping the coffees and comparing it to the data that we have documented in RoastPath. So I'm pretty excited. I've already ground up our three blends. I've got the kettle on, and now we're going to brew them for 4 minutes.
Your timer is set for 4 minutes.
So we have let these coffees rest for not a full 24 hours. I'm gonna continue to taste them actually and cup them up until 3 days, and see if there's any difference. And we have our trusty defects and flavor wheel here that I use for actually a funnel. That's great. Good. Okay, brighter. They're all really good, actually. I'm really happy. They definitely don't all taste, nothing tastes bad, nothing tastes over roasted. This one's definitely in the middle. Got some zing to it. Zing! It's really good though, I like it. To me, they all taste good. Being able to pull out really fine notes or really defined flavors, I'm still not there yet. I think when I was cupping them right after roasting, like almost immediately after roasting, I was still getting a lot of like weird funky flavors that you would find in the defect style. So through a lot of more research and reading and just seeing what other people do, like other experts, they're definitely letting their coffees rest before they cup them. I'm gonna keep cupping these as they go on, and when these are like cold or maybe like room temperature, I'm going to cup them again. So we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, we're back. Took a little break to beat Final Fantasy VII Remake, only to find out that it's like part of a 3-part thingy. I mean, back in the day when you bought the game for $60, you got 3 discs, right? And so you assume you got the whole game. I didn't know that the freaking remake was only the first part, like when you're in Midgar. So that was kind of disappointing. Anyway, let's taste these again. They're basically cold. Let's see if we can pull any more flavor from here. Again, we're going to taste this in about 2 more days so we could see what they taste like rested at 3 days, okay? I'm gonna come back. We'll see you in a minute. Good morning, everyone. It has been 3 days since we roasted our 3 blends, and now we are going to cup them at 3 days of rest. A bit of an experiment, something that we'll have to remember. I didn't seal them in any like vacuum sealed bag or whatever. They're just in these regular bins, and this is the first time that I'm letting some of that extra, I guess, CO2 and other gases escape now, since I first cupped them, right? So we fast forwarded to our 3rd day. Now we're gonna measure out 10 grams of coffee and then cup it. I'm really excited to see what's gonna be in the cup in these 3 coffees that I've let rest for 3 days. I haven't done that before. This new perspective on blends and as well as resting is going to influence my roasting schedule. So if I have time today, which I will roast some of the new green that we have in the roastery. This is our roastery. Which is the El Salvador. So that was a favorite of my parents. They really like this bolder, sweeter cup. It's a natural. It's a lot lower in elevation, so it's gonna be something more of a medium roast. I think that I'm gonna try to do this time, and do something a little bit more, I guess, bolder and full city, not city, which I usually do strictly city roasts here, or light roasts, if you will. Okay, shut up now. It's time to take away the grounds. So let's go ahead and break the crust first. Actually, we're supposed to break the crust first. So stop talking, concentrate on what you're doing. Okay, more body in this one. Where'd my hair go on that? Okay, more balance. The first one definitely smelled just kind of like too light. Nothing like jumping at me. All right, that one smells even more rounder, fuller, balanced, which is the goal for blends. Why would you blend something, right? One, creating more balance in the cup. You know, like Africas are very bright. Some people don't like all that. Sumatras are very darker, bolder, and some people don't like that. So maybe can we mix them up, right? I'm beginning to see the beauty and art of blending. The thing about, I think, any new skill, you have the opportunity to surprise yourself and change your perspective, change the way you thought. And it reminds me a lot of photography because I come from the world of photography. And you get so attached to maybe you learn this new thing of, for example, tilting the camera, right? You tilt the camera, I think it looks dope. And then 10 years later, you're like, why was I tilting the camera? Like, keep it straight, keep it clean. And who knows, maybe we'll be tilting the camera in another 10 years. Second clap there for the sink. Okay, let me get a whirl again. Okay, because it feels more, I like brightness in my coffee. I like to have a little zing. I think Derek calls it a little zing. Okay, I really like number 2. This one seems more savory with some juicy. And this one is like, definitely brighter here. Brighter, juicier. Not so much with like, this one has more of a body, something that anchors it. This one is right away, it's very elevated. It's like, bah! It just like, ah! In your mouth, it just like explodes. Whereas this one, it feels very grounded. It feels, but with some zing at the top. He's got like a nice hat on, you know, he's got like a hat with a feather on. Ooh, they're both very good. Okay, now the first one, I just didn't get any zing from. And thanks to Roast Path, we can look up what the data was on these guys, okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we go to the third one. It's the Hail Mary blend. Okay, so this is the one that had 4 coffees. Interesting. And this was because, to remind you, from the first video, you can check out the first video, why I made 4 coffees in this blend. It was basically a Hail Mary, a toss-up. It's like whatever's left over. It doesn't mean that's going to be terrible per se. It's just maybe the ratio is off. You know, so there's a reason why it's not really my favorite in this lineup right now. Not to say that it's a bad coffee. I mean, if you were to taste this coffee right now, you would not be able to tell if it's a blend, if it's what, you know, unless you're like a seasoned taster. And then we try it again. Yeah, okay. So right away, it just feels to me very underdeveloped in that I could go more. I could have gone longer. So let's figure it out. Let's go look at, so I'm looking at the re-roast button, and it's just pulling up my old curve, right? And if I was going to re-roast this, I would try to trace this curve. Oh, you have notes in here. Cool, I just discovered something. So in the notes, you can input your fuel. Okay, we're gonna do this next time. We're gonna try to like really work and experiment with this software. We're still learning it, right? We just got it a couple days ago. So all the data looks fine, okay? And this is gonna happen that I've heard. The data looks great. You're like, cool, like it should be good, right? Not always. So you always reserve your judgment until you cup it, and then you make your decisions. So if I'm looking at this, what would be cool to just see, Roast Path, if you're taking any suggestions, I would love to see or maybe you could let me know how I could see it, but I've roasted these, right? And what I'm trying to look for right now during this video, and I'm not finding it, is like I want to be able to go to my Hail Mary blend. I see all the coffees, yes. I want to just see the roast profile, the data right away, what the total development time was and everything, just like all in one page. That would be great, if that's possible, you know. because what I'm trying to show or illustrate is like, hey, here's all the coffees. Here was my total development roast time. Because when I pull this up and I go to re-roast or something, it doesn't tell me my total time. And I could maybe guess or do math on my own, but I don't want to do that. What I'm trying to illustrate is that there's something in here, and I wanted to look at the data, and I wanted to see, like, I don't want to say what went wrong, but like, what is it that is making the cup taste this way? Possibly, maybe I could find that out, right? They all have Ethiopia in them, right? No, this one doesn't. That's so interesting. So you guys have a tip on how to keep developing. I want these words to just kind of like pop out. And I've heard some people say that, you just got to try these things, and be like, okay, grapefruit, like that's grapefruit. Tangerine, that's tangerine. Versus mandarin orange versus clementine. I'm like, they're the same to me. So being able to make those distinctions between clementine, tangerine, mandarin orange in the citrus family and not just say, citrus, where does that come? I think maybe just time and experience, but if you have any tips on how to get there quicker, I would appreciate that. Or is it that, just tasting the things? Super tea-like. Okay, so we're gonna write all these words down, and I'm gonna take you guys with me up to the office, and we're going to design the labels for these, because I still think that there's a drinker for here, a drinker for here, and a drinker for here, for sure. There's still very good coffees, all made of very great quality coffees, specialty grade coffees, okay? So number 1, tea-like, city. We've established the body, basically, and the overall thing. So maybe let's try to taste for something more finer. Hibiscus, jasmine, green quality to it. It's just very tea-like. It's herby, it's earthy, it's kind of floral. I feel like I have a mouthful of flowers in a way. Sometimes you dig that. Sometimes you want that. Cacao. Yeah, I don't know how to spell cacao. It's very juicy. It's like a City Plus. There's this weird little apple. Last one. This is like, again, City Plus. Plums. And then like strawberry or something. Why would you ever put sugar and creamer in your coffee when you have all these flavors in here? To sum up, the first one that had 4 coffees in it, okay, had 10% of the Ethiopia and 90% the other stuff. It was tea-like in its body, a true city roast, very bright, like a hibiscus jasmine green tea sort of vibe. Good coffee, not what I'm looking for at this moment as a roaster. So it's not going to be like what I would go to drink today, currently in 2028. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to like tell you that this is still a great coffee. It still tastes very great. It's just not what I'm looking for as a roaster. Okay, second one. Berry juicy, cacao notes. City Plus, a little bit more body in it. Apples and cherries, more on the cherries. Very good coffee. This is very good. I want to try it in espresso. I want to see. Number 3. Oh, this one also had Nicaraguan, Honduras, and Colombia. Right now, I have Nicaraguan in the house, Honduras in the house, and not Colombia in the house. We sold out of that. That was a really good coffee. That one, I really like this one too. This is a great blend. City Plus, it's got plums, strawberry, and jam. That's what I got from it. I would love to hear what my husband would say, because I feel like he has more of a finer tuned palate than I do. These are all really cool. Roast Path is gonna be awesome for when we do offer these blends again, but they're in the books. This is what's really cool. You find something you like, it's in the books, it's documented, and you could potentially repeat this success because of roast path or something like it. You know, you could definitely do all this by hand, but the way that they've laid it out is really nice. I would like to see that change, however, of you know, being able to see all the data on one page. I want like a one pager. That's my take. But this is really cool. So when you come down to the wire of having different kinds of greens that maybe don't equal up to a full capacity batch when you roast, it's a good, fun, not good, but it's a fun experiment to blend something with structure. That way you could, if you strike fire, you could repeat it. This is cool. This is pure creation, guys. This is pure creation of something unique. Let me know if you know of a blend that you bought at some coffee shop that has Nicaraguan, Guatemalan, Ethiopia. I'll be like, dope, I'm validated in my, you know, in my blend because somebody else who's bigger and better than me did it. But two, it's totally unique. We're gonna think of names now, and we're gonna bag them and put them in the store. This one was my favorite one, right? So guess what we're naming it? If you know, put it in the comments. I won't spoil it for you, but this is like, you know, it's my own creation. So of course I want to pay homage to one of my favorite things in the world. If you know, you know, okay? All right, we gotta also mark the roast date. When did I roast these? 18, cool. Number 2, okay, was, yep, Fisherman's Horizon. Again, if you know, put it in the comments and why I feel like the second blend speaks to me about this location. Okay, now we gotta print another one for this guy. And if you remember, the Hail Mary blend, right, was the tea-like one. Hibiscus, very jasmine, you know, floral. So of course, I would name it this, okay? If you know, you know. Put it in the comments. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by going to blackcitycoffee.com. You can follow us on Instagram. I often will be roasting live there. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.